Overall, yes, this is a pop project, right? He is a pop artist. I love the mix of genre and choices and willingness to take chances. Yes, I have an absolute honker of a zit right now, but I'm not going to cover it up because I don't believe in that. So sorry, y'all are going to have to look at that throughout this whole video. I'm also sweating like crazy because it is so hot in my room right now. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has taken part in my band City of Sounds GoFundMe. We are already almost fully funded for our next project. This will allow us to remain independent, but also level up our mixes, which we're very excited about. So thank you to everyone who has taken part in helping us take this next step into who we're going to become and breaking through in 2025, supporting independent cinematic rock. Could not be more thankful. If you want to be a part of it, I will pin a link to our GoFundMe in the comments, and you can be a part of our arrival era for City of Sound. So thank y'all so much. Please go check out the GoFundMe. If you've never heard our music, the links will all be pinned in the comments. Go check us out. Keep supporting us. We've been touring and grinding so hard for the last 8 years, and we want this next project to be the project that officially puts us on the map, and we are so excited. I also want to ask, we're so close to 100,000 subscribers, which helps bring on sponsors. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, it helps the channel. It also helps my band out a lot with just the reach and continuing to grow independently. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, I would appreciate it. If not, no worries. Yes, I apologize for how much I'm going to sweat in this video. My boy Jen dropped an album. All right, we got to be honest about this, okay? It's 7 songs. It's 20 minutes long. Wait, what is Echo plus 1 dB? Wait, what's that? Oh, they put out different versions? I didn't hear this one. Well, I'll listen to that afterwards. Every label and everyone wants to call any project being dropped an album. I'm going to call this more an EP. It is 7 songs. It's only 20 minutes long. That is an EP. But regardless, that's all semantics. Let's get into pushing the boundaries of genre, why I respect it. I'm obviously going to give you my review. Remember, y'all, if you don't like some of my thoughts, you absolutely can put it in the comments and let me know. But I always want to preface these little album reviews. 1, how difficult it is to put an album together. 2, I love this guy. He's a great artist, has a great voice. Very excited that he's really blowing up in the Western music industry. His tour seems like it's going to be very successful, and I wish nothing but success for him. So let's get into it. Echo very much surprised me. I have been saying for quite a while that I would love to hear Jen lean more into a pop rock sensibility, which I even said on his Happy EP that I did a review of. I always thought that he would have a fun cadence, and with the roundness and shaping of his vocal, that he would be very, very good in a pop rock realm. That's hard for me to say. And I gotta say, overall, yes, this is a pop project, right? He is a pop artist. I love the mix of genre and choices and willingness to take chances with some of these rock riffs, with some of these country rock riffs, which we're going to talk about. I genuinely overall loved just the spirit of this project, if that makes sense. On past reviews, I did scores and stuff. I'm not going to do that anymore. Now on the reviews, I actually just want to sit here and talk to you about the project itself. Now I'm going to tell you some of my favorite songs and why, but more, I'm going to give my honest thoughts just overall on everything. And let's kind of start with my favorite songs. Obviously, I want to be cool and not choose the song that everyone's going to like, but I'm going to. Loser is one of my favorite songs on the album. It's so fun. This thing was made for sync. And what I mean for sync is commercials, TV, film. I got 100% see this thing in a scene because it's so fun and it bumps. It's with Yena, the artist Yena, or Yena maybe. I apologize. I don't know who that is. Loser is super fun. And honestly, for me, it's kind of it's number 3 on the project. And for me, it's kind of the first song that starts to show oh, this is even some fast pop, a little bit more pop punk almost esque riffs, which is super fun. And I didn't expect it all. And then we get into my favorite song on the whole project, which, of course, I'm sure some of y'all are not going to be surprised at all. Rope It. Rope It is a country rock song, and it is fun, and it comes out of nowhere. And right when I heard it, I was working out, right? So I'm like doing my benches, trying to be cool. And it hit, and I literally racked my weights and sat up and smiled. I was like, yes, like this is great. I love this. Rope It is my favorite song on the album. And it's really, really fun. And I think that, not going to throw this out there, but him doing a country rock project would be super fun. I also want to throw out too, I had put it in a short, not that it needs to be said, but because people are annoying and they say stupid things. Jin's English has gotten incredibly good. That's saying a lot given how hard of a language English is and how hard it is just to sing in another language, which he already sings in Japanese. I don't know if he sings in another language, but his English has gotten very good. And I really appreciate it. Again, is another risk with all these songs, jumping to different genres. Very impressive. So already props on Echo to that. Also, there is no song called Echo, which I was so ready for, and it's not on here. So I got to dig a little bit deeper as to why that is the case, like what the overall meaning of Echo was. These songs don't necessarily connect in a concept. To me, it is more, it's a lot of, I know Jin wrote on 4 of the songs, so quite a few of them may have been catalog, or they may have been writers he was in the room with. It's very fun. Like some of them are fun love songs. Some of them are somewhat a little bit more sad, somber, unknowing love. All in all, it's kind of just a project that is a collection showing that Jin can do multiple genres. And I have no problem with that. I actually love that. It's kind of a middle finger to a music industry that tries to pigeonhole you and keep you in a direction. And he said no, which I love. I will say the sleeper song for me on Echo is Background. It is much more like a pop ballady song. It's great. It's a great song. I think just vocally, his voice is so rich in it, and it's a very good song. That's the sleeper for me. If you disagree, fair play. But I'm just saying, for me, after hearing all the genre bending he's kind of doing, jumping into these rock worlds, country rock, pop rock, and kind of leaning into these places, actually hearing him come around and then do more of a pop track, which even in the chorus does lend to some rock feels, almost like some like 80s ballady stuff. It kind of gives me some like Journey, maybe Eagles vibes, which I really enjoyed. So I think Background is the sleeper on this one. For me, all in all, it is a project that is proof that he can do what we all thought he could. I at least believe, at least for me personally, I have said for a while that I think he would be great in rock. I thought he would be great in different genres, and his voice was made for that. And Echo proves that that's true. It actually opens up the gateway for him to lean into a more rock, like full album, like a 10 to 15 track full blown album of rock music. And I actually kind of feel like that's why this was put out. It was to start bringing in the understanding of this is where I want to go as a solo artist. And man, I love it. I love that he did that. I think it was risky. I love that he seems very confident in the songs. His confidence in his voice seems very high in these songs. I love that. When you can feel the belief behind the artist on the songs with what they're doing and it feels fearless, I'm a huge fan of that. And he felt very fearless in this. I think Echo is great. Again, for me personally, the songs I think you should check out are Loser, Rope It, Background. For me, those were like the ones that really stood out to me. But all in all, they are all very well written, well produced pop songs that you can pretty much put in rotation and enjoy, which I also appreciate. I've never really heard a song from him that is like bad, that like I don't like, if that makes sense. So even if it's a song that's not for me, I still always enjoy it. And I think that is something that's part of his strong suit. I think this dude is he's a megastar. I think in the Western music industry, though, he is prepped to take over and help kickstart a new pop rock scene. And I would love to see it. So go check out Echo. It's a great project. I will put it in the description so you can go listen to it. Thank you for watching. This is The Honest Review.
better? Are we meant to cross the dying lines and walk to promise together? I'm a distant